Hey everybody, it's OK Fixer. Hot as stink out today. 97 normal, 105 on the heat index. So, got something to show you. First thing I want to say, I've got my engine for the red Beetle in the machine shop, and they're saying that they can fix it. So I'm letting them fix it. It's been a week, and then I discovered my connecting rods needed to be rebushed. So I took them into another place. Now, rebushing connecting rods is a whole different deal. A lot of places don't do it. You have to find a real machine shop to do that, because you press a new bushing in it, then you have to ream the bushing for the pin to fit. It's talent. So you're not just running a bore bar through it or something. I don't know if this talent doing it. Anyways, yesterday I picked this up, and this is an H case, H5. It's not an HO, it's an H5, so it's a 8, 9, or 70. Wish it was an HO, but it's not. HO is for 67. And you're looking at this, some of you guys goes, what a bunch of junk. Yeah, well, this is what we get out here where it's hot. That's why I told you how hot it was. You get these heat cycles with these cars and these engines. They don't last. They eat themselves up. And so they're few and far between here. Well, this has been setting for 20 years, but it's been setting undercover. It does turn. Let's put it on the stand and have a look at it and see what kind of shape it is in. I gave a little quickie to it. The heads are not cracked. They're not really greasy, so they're relatively light use on them. Light use, I'm going to say. And the case, the crank turns, but doesn't have end play. So let's have a look at that. Out of the score also is a 67 generator. You can tell by the plug here. It doesn't have, and it's free. So, and an intake for a 69, 68, or 70 with a vacuum, and the heat riser tube is not plugged up on it. Yeah, so what did I pay for this? Well, I'm embarrassed to say, because what you guys can buy in the East, and then the bodies here are really nice, but in the East you find engines and interiors. Well, look at that. What has he got, a nest up there? It's like a bird's got a little nest up there. Just seen him. There he is. Focus. He's got a nest back in there, probably with babies. That's funny. It's funny. Okay, let's take this stuff in the garage and we'll have a look at it. Alright, we've got her on the operating table, and as you can see, she does turn. I'm not going to go very far with it, because usually gears might not be meshing as they should be. There might be some dirt in there or something. I did have the top off the distributor. It does turn. Why do I want an H case? Well, I want an HO, because that's a 67. But it's a period single port for that car, because the Mexican engine that's in it has 150,000 miles on it. So how long is that going to last? All the accessories on it are great, but cylinders, pistons, rings, bearings, everything, so I don't know. Maybe I can make a single port period correct kind of engine for it, instead of that dual relief case, Mexican engine. Who knows? I'll have to take this apart and check it. The distributor does turn. Here's something else that's quite odd. Have you ever seen that? This is your pressure switch. It's supposed to be right here. However, it's in the top. Isn't that odd? Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. I had to do something here in order to, what's the word I'm looking for, get a video going, because I have to wait so long. So if I'm going to wait so long, for my parts to come back, you guys shouldn't suffer, and I'll give you another video. I was saving this for, later, but parts aren't going to come in, so yeah, what are you going to do? This also came with cylinder heads, and I did a little grindage here where they usually crack, and we've got nothing. So if I'm not mistaken, also they have green Bosch spark plugs in them, real German ones, so we can probably use those. They're not the Russian ones, They're a little dirty, but they're not too bad. There's not a lot of crud, so they are very dirty, but not a lot of like, if you look at the buildup on these rockers, they just took and swapped out heads and put the rockers on them. Didn't really clean them because they've got a lot of burn-on goo, where these heads don't have that, so they're relatively clean. Unfortunately, these are all the parts I got. I did not get any nuts or bolts and stuff. There's 2 studs missing, but I have studs. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to pull the plate off the bottom and see if the case is rotten. If it's not rotten, then I'm going to put jugs on it, just jugs, heads, fix the studs, and put a pull on these and see if they pull or not, or if they're in there good. So let's get after that. I don't have the connecting rods or the pistons or cylinders. That's a gasket, but that looks like piston skirt to me. That looks like bearing, spun bearing. That looks like another piece of spun bearing. That's a piston skirt. The check valve was not locked up, and the integrity of the case is still there. It hasn't got any water in it and rotted. So let's go a little deeper. First thing I'm going to do is clean those studs and put some studs in there, put some jugs on and some heads, and crank them down and see if they'll pull. Try to take you away from that fan a little bit. There. hell are you doing, Dan? There's no pistons in there. No, no, no. What I'm doing is I'm going to put a torque on those while the engine case is together and see if those studs pull out of the case. If they pull out of the case, well, I got to have case savers done in them, see? And that's how you know. So I'm going to put 30 pounds on them and see if they'll hold. I know 30's a lot. It's not. Okay, they held 30 pounds. Okay, what's the 30 about? Well, head torque is what, 24, 23, 24. So if they'll hold 30, yeah. Oh, you're going to warp that head. You might warp it if you put 30 on it and then did a heat cycle on it, but not cold. So we're cool. I'm going to do the other side. Not going to bore you with it. I'll let you know the results. Okay, yeah, we got one strip stud. Okay. All the rest of them are okay. So, there you go. I also tried to pull the spark plugs out, but they seem to be welded in there, so I put some penetrant on them, and I'm just going to let it set for a good long time before I try to take them out. Tap on the top of your valves to see, that's another way, see if your valves are stuck or not. So, okay, let's take that apart. We'll pull the oil pump out of it, the oil cooler, and we'll find all the things. The case has got silicone coming out of it on the seam, so somebody's been in there before. Okay, let's crack into this. The oil pump. They did the old turn it trick. Get a new face on it. This case is glued together with some silicone. So, excuse me. Somebody's been in here before. Might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. I didn't take this crank apart, this flywheel off the crank or anything like that, because I just knew I wanted to look inside. That's all I wanted to do. Have a peek inside. Looks like it's got a mud dauber nest in there. Yeah, you got quite a groove here, so she's going to need to be resurfaced. Just want to make sure it's not cracked. Cam bearing looks okay. There's quite a groove there. So I'll take them down and have this one cut too. See if you can fix this one after I take the lifters out of it and such. Clean it up a little bit. First thing I'll do is I'll squeeze it together and see if I can see light down it. You know, light down the halves if it's warped. And if it's not, then I'll take it and have, you know, it's only got one stud that's bad, but I'll do them all. Let's see. Be careful, I want to get stung. Scorpions really like to hang out in these. That's what you got here. You can. It's a little rusty, but we can clean that up. The journals aren't too bad. Teeth aren't too bad. It's full of mud diver nests. Looks like the crank is junk. That bearing's right down to the copper. Say there's a reason why I haven't come out of there, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, there's a big groove here, but it's not as bad as that other case. And the pin's not really too bad. Little mud divers. Distributor drive isn't seized up, that's good. Okay. Well, I'm going to take and wash this a little bit and examine it a little bit more. I'm going to examine my crank a little bit more. I'm pretty sure it went through a rod. That's what happened. It broke a piston. It's amazing this engine ran with these bearings that look like that. Well, at least it isn't broken like that other case, huh? The other bearing was broke. Yeah, she's got a little movement in her. So there you go. Take the studs out of it. That's an odd one right there. just odd. Okay, well, I wanted to open this up and look at it. Let's see what else we got falling out here. Oh, I want to look at this here too. Yeah, it's case isn't ate up, which is good. That's good. They get water in them, they get ate up, you know. It really, I think it'll clean up, and I think it'll line bore. You know, I'll put a couple $100 in this case, and then I'll have an original case. Well, you know, I mean, I'll have a 60s case anyways. I'll have a single relief, single port case is supposed to be for that car. It won't be an HO engine, it'll be an H5. So there you go. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed the teardown, and thank you for wrenching with me in my garage. We'll explore this later. I just wanted to open it up and see what was in there, and you know, certain things you expect, certain things you don't. The case is solid as far as it being, the magnesium isn't ate up. Studs pulled, but one. You know, it's better than the other case was two. The rear looks better than that other case, and he's going to fix that. So I think this one will probably have a chance also. So, you know, you guys in the Northeast are probably just shaking your heads like, what in the hell are you doing with that? And it's not like that. It's not like that here. You know, your engines last forever up there for some reason. Well, because it's not really hot. And you know, they get hot here. You get 100-degree days. You know, 3 months of them in a row, or in the desert, and I'm a little close to the desert, and these cases get hot and they go to the junkyard real quick. So finding something like this and then being able to fix it, it's almost a miracle here. All right, thanks for wrenching with me. I'll see you guys around. Bye.